All right, welcome back to Ready Bet Action. NFL Week 4 is here. Can't believe we are here almost a quarter of the way through the season. Excited to talk some NFL. I know Mike hates it when I say how far into seasons we are, so
I
wanted to
do.
make sure I got that out there.
I do. We're still in the point of the year where you can't really use stats because there's not enough data yet you're talking about how we're already almost through the first quarter of the year. That's a
It
problem.
is. You are right. You are right. The first 4 weeks of the NFL are pretty much preseason at this point. So, I think week 4, maybe we start to see some normalization here. Excited to jump in. Hey, just a reminder, we are now on RotoViz Network, and we are partnering with them. So all of your fantasy football data information, just great fantasy football tools over at RotoViz. Excited to be working with those guys. So check them out. Also, this episode is brought to you by BetterHelp. Give online therapy a try. And in the season of giving, give yourself what you need with BetterHelp. So go check those things out. Love seeing the partnerships and sponsors. Always want to support them. I actually am a huge fan of therapy myself. So
Facts.
this is not just a read. And therapy has
Therapy
helped me quite
today.
a bit. More men need therapy. That's a free plug for BetterHelp. There we go. We'll give them more of a plug.
All men need therapy.
Every single one of us, especially after the betting season that maybe we had the last couple weeks. But we will dive into these right away. How we like to do this in the NFL is we jump in with game picks, and then we also then dive into player props. So we have plenty of both of those for you. We're excited to dive in. No Stefan today. Stefan Laco is our third host. Scheduling issues. I'll also be missing the college football podcast, but don't worry. We do have picks and plenty for everyone. Mike, what's standing out in the NFL this week for you?
What I'm hearing is that I'm the only one committed to this podcast.
You're the only one without children.
That's also very, very true. I'm going to start by pulling a Laco special here and fading my home team. And I'm taking the Commanders on the money line at the Falcons. Dude, this Falcon team, I've got a couple of future plays that we have, from the preseason show, and they're not out of the question yet. But my panic radar is extremely high right now.
Yeah.
This coaching staff is in shambles. We just fired the receiving coach. We've got Zach Robinson moving down to the field for offensive play caller. And I've never seen an NFL offense so predictable in my life. If they're under center, they're running the ball. If they're in the shotgun, they're throwing the ball. There is no play action despite having arguably the most explosive running back on the team. In the league.
In the whole league, yeah, that we've seen in a while.
Yeah. They're 13th in yards per game, but only 31st in points per game. They're only converting third downs 39% of the time, and they're 30th in red zone scoring. Crazy shit happens in the NFL all the time. There's a chance, things start clicking randomly all of a sudden, but until I see it, especially against the team as talented as the Commanders are, I'm just fading this. They run the ball extremely well. Since week 10 of last year, the Falcons are 0-7 when giving up over 120 yards rushing, including twice this year. Man. Commanders are averaging 157 a game on the ground, even without, Jaden Daniels in the game.
And they get Daniels back this week. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I don't know, there's a lot of the guys that I follow. They're on the Falcons this week as a big bounce back week. I just can't find it. Maybe I'm just fading the Holden team too hard, but at minus 125, I couldn't let this one slide.
I almost texted you last week to ask if your team is actually just bad, but I didn't want to be a jerk about it. I think
the team is built well from a talent perspective. I have not liked the coaching hire since it was made.
Yeah, I agree. I think they have an opportunity to rally this year. I feel similarly about the Broncos. I'm not panicking yet, but like my home team as well. Some of us just need a win this week, man. So maybe there's a lot of us. I think there's a lot of teams out there that are 1-2, and we are looking right down the barrel of week 4 to tell us if this season is going to be salvaged or not. So it's not just the Falcons. There are multiple other teams out there that are kind of staring down that barrel as well. I'm going to go ahead and move us over to the Thursday night game. Actually, let's get the Thursday night game out of the way. Seahawks going to Arizona. I'm going to go ahead and take the Seahawks money line. I'm honestly going to ride with what Mike had said last week, and Stefan, which is like, I think the shine of the Cardinals has kind of worn off now that it's week 4. I do think that they're going to win some more games, but I think the Seahawks are just a better team. So give me the Seahawks on the money line at -125. Going to Arizona. I did cash a Trey McBride touchdown last week, but besides that, they looked awful. So I was not impressed. The first two weeks, man, I love the Cardinals. They look great, but they also played the Panthers and Saints. So they played a real team with the Niners last week, and now they get the
So
Seahawks.
did the Falcons last weekend, and we lost 30-0. So
Yep. So I'm going to go ahead and just take that Seahawks to win. You could take them +1.5. I like them to just win.
Yeah, I was on this play, but I was not making Thursday plays because I wasn't sure when we were going to record the show. So I stayed off. But
I'm usually very against it. Like, so I'm doing a survivor pools this year, and I will not pick a survivor team on a Thursday. We kind of picked that up from the sports gambling podcast guys, and they're just so unpredictable, man. Like the Dolphins and Bills were tied going into the fourth quarter last week. So yeah, usually I don't either. Thursdays are awful.
Yeah, I usually avoid Thursdays, and I avoid the London games.
Oh, I've fully avoided the Steelers game this week for the same reasons, because they're playing in Dublin this week. So there will be no pick from me on a Dublin game. That is for sure. All right, how'd you hit us with your second pick? I think we both have a pick on this next game.
Yeah, I'm going to go Chargers -6. They're playing at the Giants. Russell Wilson just got benched. Jackson Dart. Look, I think Jackson Dart is going to be an absolute monster in the NFL.
Oh, yeah.
But not his first game and not against the Chargers. You always fade rookie quarterbacks in the first couple of games. So I'm just doing that. And not to mention, the Chargers have just looked awesome, man. Herbert, he's absolutely cooking. We'll talk more about some of the players here once we get to the props. But the Giants have the 29th worst passing defense in the league. As much as Herbert's been cooking, I think he's going to tear him up. Marion Hampton, I think, is poised for a breakout game this week. He looked a lot better last week. And then with Najee out, like, I just think there's a lot going in favor right now for the Chargers, not to mention Dicker the kicker. I think he's 100% on field goals right now, which as a Falcons fan, we'll tell you right now, that's that's special nowadays.
That's not something everyone has, is what you're saying.
Yeah. So, I just don't. I think the Giants with Dart, I think that could end up being the pick of the draft this year. I just don't think it's going to happen in week 1.
I agree, man. These Giants fans, they are stoked. And dude, the way I see like ESPN hyping this dude up, like he's going to come in and just light this up. Like rookie quarterbacks just don't do that typically, right? Like they might have some surprises. They might be able to, cause a few plays. He'll have some exciting moments, but ultimately that's not it for me. So you got a -6 Chargers. I'm going to take the Giants team total under 18.5 for all the reasons we've just talked about. The Chargers are holding the NFL so far to 16.5 points, and that's including playing the Chiefs and Broncos. So like,
they've had a solid start to the season from a schedule perspective.
So look, both of these worry me a little bit. AFC West teams playing morning games on the East Coast is not a great record. As a Broncos fan, we have gone to an AFC West team. We've gone to the East Coast and lost morning games we had no business losing to. That 11. Sorry, we're in Mountain Time, so 11 a.m. time slot for us is brutal for AFC West teams to go to. It's the rookie quarterback thing trumps the whole thing for me. So give me the Giants under 18.5. And I do think the Chargers win this pretty comfortably.
Yeah, the Giants have scored single digits in 2 of their 3 games, and the one game they didn't was against the Cowboys, who we've now learned their defense is absolute trash. So,
which is what my next bet is on. So thanks for the segue, because we both have a pick against the Cowboys, essentially. Well, we're betting for the Packers. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about, we both have, you have a tease, I have a straight play. I'm just going to take the Packers team total over 27.5. Man, that is a high number. I get it. The Cowboys are allowing over 30 points a game, and they did so to the Giants and the Bears. Look, man, the Packers are going to be pissed after losing to the Browns. Like, that is probably the worst thing that could have happened to the Cowboys is that the Packers lost to the Browns, because they were already going to have to deal with a pissed off Micah Parsons. Now they have to deal with a team who's coming down to play their god awful defense. I think it's third most points allowed so far. Like, so now they have to do both. Like, Jordan Love and Packers country are going to come down there and just, I think, put up a bunch of points. The Cowboys are going to have to score, and the Packers actually allowed the least amount of points in the league. So I don't see this going well for the Cowboys. I would be very surprised if the Cowboys pull this one off. How about you? You have a teaser for us, though.
Yeah, I'm teasing it down to 23.5 in a parlay. But I mean, yeah, everything you just said. The Cowboys have given up over 30 points to both the Giants and the Bears. With that, they gave up a crap ton on the ground. So now they're playing Josh Jacobs, who just had a dud game, and he's going to come out on all cylinders. Did you see the video circulating today of Micah Parsons playing it light about how he was going to feel bad for sacking Dak Prescott?
Yes, I loved it.
I'm calling that bullshit right now. He's going to be so psyched when he sacks that dude. Let's just call it what it is.
He's going to be dancing all over Dallas Stadium. By the way, Josh, just for your point of how much other people think that Josh Jacobs is going to come back, his anytime touchdown is minus 200.
Well, yeah, he scored a touchdown in like 15 of his last 16 games now, or something like that. Like, it's insane.
I didn't even put it as a prop because I don't bet things that are minus 200, but like, it's absolutely, you might look at 2 touchdowns for him. I think you might get plus money.
Sure.
But yeah, that's absolutely Crazy. Anyways, big fate of the Cowboys this week. I actually kind of like the Packers for Survivor if it wasn't a non-conference road game. Those obviously sometimes get weird, but I'm feeling pretty good about this one. The other? You have the other piece of your teaser though.
Yeah, I do. I'm going to take, surprisingly, the Jets on a team total of over 16.5 points against the Bucks. Or sorry, not against the Bucks. They're playing the Dolphins. The Dolphins are just terrible, man. They're so bad. And I don't care who's playing quarterback, whether it's Justin Fields or Tyrod Taylor, scoring 17 points against this team is going to be no problem. They're giving up more points in the league than anybody else at 32.3 points a game. And that's
wow.
That's not just from a blowout. They've given up 30 points to literally every single team they've played this year. They had the I don't know. There's so many more things here. I just don't think I need to say it. It's the Dolphins are bad, and the Jets are going to score 17 points, and you're going to get that teaser at minus 103.
I'm making a correction on our slide. If you wonder why I'm stalling, is because we need to make sure Dolphins is spelled correctly when we go to show everyone our Dolphins isn't spelled Buccaneers. Those Florida teams, though,
spelling is hard.
They get tricky. Spelling is hard. We're a transparent live show. We're just making sure we get you guys the right slide at the end. I agree. I think I didn't know what to bet on that game. I have some thoughts on the Broncos we'll talk about for the first Monday night game under player props. I didn't really know what to think about the Jets and Dolphins, but I think I really like that. 16.5. I didn't even see that as a low total against a team of defense that's that bad. That is really bad. I don't care if it is the Jets. That's crazy. All right, one more game pick. Stefan Leco is not here. His game pick of the week is the Niners -3 at home versus the Jags. Mike already alluded to this. This is a Steph Leco special. The man only fades his teams. You will never see him make a pro pick for the Oregon Ducks, the Jaguars, and really anyone else he cheers for. He really does not. He only fades them. And so I'm just going to leave that. I'm not saying he's wrong here. I think that's a tough spot for the Jaguars to go all the way from Jacksonville to Santa Clara. So I get it. And a -3 is a nice number for a Niners team, but the Jags have been struggling. So
yeah, the Jags have been struggling, man. I mean, they've played the Panthers, the Texans, and the Bengals so far this season. Like, they're taking a significant step up in competition, plus going on the road from coast to coast. Ricky Pearsall's looked great in the absence of all of their pass catchers. You get who are they getting Robinson back this week. So they're getting some more depth there. CMC has been, I don't know, he's slowing down but it's so funny because you say his name is fantasy and everybody still runs. So yeah, no, I like it. I mean, I think the Niners are a significantly better team here, so I don't
They're
hate
just
it.
so
You don't need a
injured
field goal.
though. The
What's
amount
that?
of injuries, the amount of
Oh yeah.
injuries the Niners have is insane. But Kyle Shanahan seems to pull it off, man. I think he's one of the best coaches in NFL based on like what he's done under the injury bug. He just, has never been able to win the big one. Besides that, I think Kyle Shanahan is kind of the man.
Yeah, don't worry. I'm still crying over here about the way he handled the Super Bowl play calling there, but that's fine.
Yeah.
I'll get
Sorry,
over it.
you don't think he's the man
I
from your
do.
standpoint.
I just think he had a big mess up. We'll call it that.
Oh, that is awesome. All right. Well, let's talk about player props. Before we do, however, this episode is also brought to us by ZBiotics. Go to zbiotics.com/rotoviz and use RotoViz at checkout for a 15% off any first-time orders of ZBiotics probiotics. So go check that out. Always love a good sponsor. We're going to keep going with player props here. Let's dive in, man. You have more than me, so you're gonna kick us off. Mike is our player props guru, and really the one. I think Mike, you really lean on your picks record for your player props to that.
I
really
did last year. It's been a rough start this year, so we're looking to get back in the groove there. But I'm going to start with Garrett Wilson. Anytime touchdown at plus 145. It's hard to bet on a touchdown score for the Jets in general, especially when you don't know who the quarterback is going to be. But like we talked about against Miami a few minutes ago, they are really bad. Miami is allowing 2 receiving touchdowns a game right now. If anybody's going to be hyper targeted in the red zone for the Jets, it is Garrett Wilson. He's already scored in 2 out of 3 games. The one he didn't score was when they got boat raced by Buffalo in week 2. So getting this at plus 145, I really like that number there.
Yeah, that's a great number for him that I think will only get worse as the season goes on.
No question.
If he actually gets a stable, quarterback situation. So I totally agree with that. Man, that is a dude that when he gets to finally not be on the New York Jets is going to be like when he comes out of his first contract, like he's going to be a beast whenever he gets somewhere that has a good quarterback someday.
If he doesn't get too old by then.
He might not. I hope not. I think he'll still be kind of in that late 20s window, I'm hoping. So
yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to go back to just shitting on the Cowboys. Give me Tucker Kraft for the Packers anytime touchdown. I hit my Trey McBride touchdown, so I'm going back to a tight end for an anytime touchdown this week. Man, I already told you I think Green Bay scores over 27.5. So I don't care if Josh Jacobs gets 2 touchdowns. Like Tucker Kraft is probably going to get another one. I really like it. I'm going to give Mike credit. He claimed and is probably right that he discovered Tucker Kraft. Is that correct?
I don't know about discovered Tucker Kraft, but I had an inkling coming into the season that it was going to be a great year.
Yeah, so he had a great first couple games. I just look for the Packers to have a big bounce back spot. So I love taking players bounce back spots. Tucker Kraft anytime touchdown at plus 200. He's one of the higher actually. Like Josh Jacobs is minus 200, and after that you can kind of pick your Packers. And I think you got some options, so you can kind of pick your Packers kind of around that plus 200 number after Josh Jacobs. So
yeah, that's the hard part about the Packers, man, is it's like
yep.
they've got so many talented enough pass catchers on that team that it's just a dart throw because nobody has truly solidified themselves as the one there. But I do think that Tucker Kraft is the primary red zone target this year there. So I love that play at plus 200.
Absolutely. All right. Hit us with another one.
Yeah, I'll go and give you 2 from the same game. We're going to go back to just crapping all over the Giants. And we'll start with Quentin Johnston. Give me over 53.5 receiving yards. You can also get his longest reception over 22.5. Both his yardage total and his longest reception have hit in every game this year. The Chargers are currently running it. It's a wide receiver 1A, 1B, 1C. There's no alpha. The difference between them and Green Bay is they're all, I think, really good with a better quarterback.
Yep.
So it's, he's the big bodied deep threat guy. And we know that the Giants are getting absolutely torched right now. So if anybody's going to torch him, it's going to be him. In the 3 games, I say I've been talking about the Giants. That's right. Just kidding. Dude, my note taking sucks apparently. In the 3 games that the Giants have played, they've given up at least 54 yards to 2 different receivers in all 3 of those games. So
I bet, yeah.
Yeah, love that number. The other one that I'm going to take on this game is Omarion Hampton over 62.5 rushing yards. Unfortunately, Najee went down, and Hampton is going to benefit from that. He's gotten slowly better and better throughout the first 3 games. I think this could very easily be a breakout game for him. They're giving up 5.2 yards per carry. That's 28th, and 153 yards per game. That's 31st. He just went for 70 against the good Denver defense. Sorry to remind you of that one.
Man,
But
absolutely
I wouldn't
awful.
be surprised if he went over 100 in this game. There was you can get a combined player on DraftKings, a combined player prop of Omarion Hampton plus Lad McConkey over 140 yards total, and it's at like plus 350. And that was extremely tempting for me to
Oh,
throw a little
absolutely. You got to
side piece
sprinkle
on.
that at least. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just think everybody on the Chargers is going to have a great day. So let's just keep rolling while these numbers are low.
That's awesome. Yeah, Chargers, unfortunately for me, are going to have a great day. But you know what? Justin Herbert having his best season. He's on track to have his best season. He's just having a year. All right. I'm going to go with a homer pick. Man, my Broncos need a get right game, and we need it before there's some stuff coming up on this schedule, man. Like the Eagles, like the Broncos need a get right game before we start hitting some of these games coming up soon. So, like, why not do it against the Bengals in Denver on Monday night? I think the Broncos need to win this game big. Am I going to say they're going to do it? I don't know. Bo Nix is a little bit of a sophomore slump. I'm going to take him over 220.5 passing yards. The Bengals give up over 240 a game. And honestly, I need this to happen in my life. And so that's why I'm doing it, because I will be hitting the panic button. I think Bo Nix could throw for over 220 pretty easily. This is more of a hunch get right game. If there's a get right game on the Broncos schedule, this is the one. There are not opportunities after this, Denver Broncos. I know they all listen to the podcast. There are not opportunities after this. You cannot screw this up. This honestly is going to like really affect the season if the Broncos screw this game up. Hey, we've lost 2 games by 4 points total. So I'm hoping that's a good sign.
That's the Denver special, man.
Yeah, we just couldn't close. We couldn't close 2 games. I hope we're in there. So that's it. You also have a passing prop for us, though.
Yeah, I'm going to go to the Ravens and take Lamar Jackson 2+ passing touchdowns at minus 128. He's thrown 9 touchdowns so far through 3 games, and he's hit this number in 15 of his last 17 games. We've seen the Chiefs are not what we have expected the Chiefs to be so far. Even though they are definitely more of a defensive team here, I think they hunker down and really focus on Derrick Henry. And I think Lamar is going to do his thing. There's always the risk that he runs for one instead of passes for one.
Yeah.
But he has been way more of a pocket passer since they got Todd Monken in as the OC a couple of years back from Georgia. So I think there's a really good chance he goes 16 of 18 here. So yeah, minus 128 there.
That's awesome. And you got another passer for us too. We're picking a few passers.
The disrespect happening on Danny Dimes right now,
dude, ridiculous.
Give me
out of his mind.
Give me over 208.5 passing yards. He's averaging 272 passing yards a game right now, and that's against solid pass defense in the Broncos and the Titans. Which it's funny to say Titans, but shockingly they have a good pass defense. He's got the Rams this week. Don't get me wrong, the Rams have only given up 165 a game thus far, but that's been against Jalen Hurts, who only throws for over 200 yards in 50% of his games, the rookie Cam Ward in Tennessee, and then the Texans, who have a middle school offensive line right now. They couldn't even hit 210 against Jags. So I don't know, man. I fully expect Danny Dimes to come out and keep doing his thing. I don't think he's going for 300 here. But I do think he's easily going for 230, 240. Feel free to ladder this one up if you want to.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, minus 110 at 208.5. Yeah, I'm all over that one.
I love that, man. That team is, I said it last time, man, that team is stealing a playoff spot. And the rest of us who thought we were kind of solidly, kind of minimally wild card, like maybe, a chance to win the division, or all of a sudden like, well, crap, we have to deal with the Colts now, probably stealing a spot. So
Yeah, remember that time we both had the Texans to win the division and the futures?
I don't remember that time. I won't. I don't want to look at my futures again until the end of the year.
Oh man,
because the freezing cold takes that have happened, I don't want to look back on. Not until it's all said and done. All right, that is it. You made it to the end of the show. We're gonna run it down for you. We have both game picks and player props for you. Before we do that, if you're listening to us on RotoViz, go follow us on YouTube and Instagram. If you're finding us outside of RotoViz, go check out RotoViz. We're part of their network, and we are over on their website too. Great place for fantasy football resources. So check that out. We're going to go ahead and run this down. Mike, why don't you start?
Yeah, I'm going to start with a teaser parlay here of the Packers team total over 23.5 with the Jets team total over 16.5 at -103. Give me the Commanders on the money line at the Falcons at -125. The Chargers -6 at the New York Giants at -110.
All right, I'm going to have the Seahawks on the money line at Arizona. Give me the Packers team total over 27.5 at Dallas. Chargers at Giants. Giants team total under 18.5. And then Stefan has the Niners -3 against the Jaguars.
Yeah, for props, I'm going to go Garrett Wilson with an anytime touchdown at +145. Lamar Jackson with 2+ passing touchdowns. Quentin Johnson over 53.5 receiving yards. Omarion Hampton over 62.5 rushing yards, that is, -112. And then Daniel Jones over 208 passing yards at -110.
I got two for you. I got Tucker Kraft anytime touchdown at +200 and Bo Nix over 220.5 passing yards at -110. All right, that is it. Go check out the college football episode this week and soccer. We will have soccer for you as well, and we will talk to you all later.